On a sunshiny day, February 4th, 1861, the Confederate States of America were organized at a session of the Provisional Congress assembled in the Senate chamber of the state capitol at Montgomery, Alabama. The appointments of that room have remained unchanged. The heart of the Confederacy still beats strong in this charmed city of the South, once more attuned to the common cause of the development of a perfect United States of America. On the portico of the Capitol building, a six-pointed brass star marks the spot on which Jefferson Davis took the oath of office as the first president of the Confederacy, February 18, 1861. From early March until July 1st, when the capital of the Confederacy was shifted to Richmond, Virginia, Mr. and Mrs. Davis lived in this Confederate White House. Moved from its original location, it continues as one of the cherished shrines of the South. At the lower end of Dexter Avenue is one of those quaint public squares, characteristic of older American communities. There is a fountain by McMonnies, distinguished American sculptor. From the porch of the old Exchange Hotel, William L. Yancey, stirring secessionist orator, introduced Jeff Davis to cheering crowds with the immortal words, "The man and the hour have met." From this building flashed the message which precipitated the first engagement in the war between the states, the bombardment of Fort Sumter. And on the outskirts of the city, there's homely, prosaic evidence of the economic revival of the South under changing agricultural conditions. Union stockyards are a leading industry in the Alabama capital city. Farmers are finding it once more profitable to raise cattle. Fine highways lead into various sections in which state parks are being developed through the Emergency Conservation Work Program under the direction of National Park Service. Chickasaw State Park in Marengo County near Linden represents the simple adaptation of a magnificent stand of virgin longleaf pine for recreational purposes. There are approximately 600 acres in the tract. There's something mysteriously interesting about these artesian wells, punctures deep into the earth's shell, which allow water to gush through the surface in an endless stream. There are about 500 beautifully wooded acres in Valley Creek State Park, off the main highway between Montgomery, Alabama, and Meridian, Mississippi, not far from Selma, Alabama. There's a definite relationship between the little college town of Auburn, some 40 miles east of Montgomery, and Chihuahua State Park, which is being developed near there. Auburn began its rise to fame as an educational center many years ago. Today, it's the seat of the Alabama Polytechnic Institute, popularly known as Auburn, one of the finest institutions of learning in the South. Boy and girl students from many states dash through its streets in modern collegiate motor cars. But back in the gay 90s, bicycles hauled their fathers and mothers some 6 miles, out of town to a beauty spot then known as Wright's Mill, now Chihuahua State Park. Auburn's a college town, remember, and even the dogs go in for higher education. This prized possession of one of the Institute's professors has been taught to ring a bell when he wants his dinner. And he can answer the telephone. And ride a velocipede. State parks under National Park Service planning are much more than mere recreation areas. Chihuahua is already demonstrating the equally important educational side of the movement. Art students using paints and canvases as well as cameras are finding its beauty spots inspiring. There are, of course, beautiful bridle trails, but of a special sentimental interest in this particular locality has been the restoration of an old bicycle path which has been used for almost half a century. The picturesque stone wall atop which old Wright's mill once stood has been retained as a scenic touch. The old millstone crumbling into decay lies just where it fell when the mill was dismantled. The Conservation Corps' most ambitious construction job in this park area is the building of a dam to form a lake for water sports and fishing. Along its shores are being erected numerous overnight cabins and a lodge for general assembly. The dam breast is of steel reinforced concrete. Its core is anchored in a trench cut from what scientists have declared is the hardest exposed rock in the United States. Because of the area's unusual geological formation, the Alabama Academy of Science has been making formal field trips here for a number of years. When dam sites are cleared, not all stumps are removed. Occasional ones with cavities are left as secluded retreats and spawning beds for fish. Timber cleared from the lake area is used in the erection of park structures. It must be skinned soon after it is cut to prevent damage by insects. At Chihuahua, the Corps boys live just outside the park, but on excursions during their leisure hours, and even while at work, they enjoy the area's natural beauty. Horace Greeley's famous advice is frequently paraphrased to, "Young man, go south." This little town of Auburn, Alabama, and its adjacent Chihuahua State Park may present some of the reasons. Alabama Polytechnic has a Reserve Officers Training Corps unit which ranks among the highest in the United States. And these charming young farmerettes might be presented as further purely academic lure.